You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Raise your voice virtually in Manitoba Sings. Registration is now open for the Manitoba Choral Association Provincial Virtual Choir. And to tell us more about it, I'm joined by conductor Rick Heppner-Mueller. Hello, Rick.
Hello.
Great to connect with you. I'm sure at this point in the pandemic, people have seen a virtual choir, maybe participated in one or two themselves, but they likely haven't been a part of one that's this big, spanning the entire province. Tell us about MCA's Virtual Choir 2021.
Well, this is an experience created by the pandemic, really. Normally, in February, we would have the Provincial Honor Choir, and I directed it last year, and it was a completely live event. We rehearsed all weekend, and it's hard to think back to those days. We still, I think the Choral Association still wanted to create something that allowed people to continue singing. And so the next best option in a pandemic is a virtual choir. So we hope to get as many singers as possible and not recreate the honor choir experience, but to still give something that will challenge people and allow them to use their voices.
You mentioned it. I mean, in the normal times, the before times, Provincial Honor Choir divvied up into 3 different groups, right?
That's correct. Yes, we have the treble choir, that's grades 5 to 8, and then the high school choir, which is grades 9 to 12, and then the adult choir was 18 plus. And so the intent of this experience is to bring all of those groups together.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? The whole choral community coming together for one virtual ensemble. You're going to be conducting the whole thing. Is this something that you've done before?
You know, I had to learn pretty quickly. When I was asked to do this, I had not done one before. So I took the initiative myself. The first thing that I did was I actually created my own video. I'm a financial advisor by day and a conductor by night, let's say. And so for my clients, I actually created a video. It was Deck the Halls, and I changed the lyrics so that it was sort of related to the financial theme that I deal with. And so that was my first stab at it. I sang it in 4 parts, and it was actually kind of fun. The next step was for me to get my church choir. I live in Altona, and I attend Seeds Church. And so we usually do a Christmas program every year. Well, that wasn't an option. So they were my guinea pigs. That was my first virtual choir. I learned a lot through that. And now here, this is taking it to the next level. You know, there's 10 voice parts. We're hoping to get many singers, and I think I'm ready for it.
I'm sure you are. You sound like you've definitely done your homework, and it feels like you've been growing and growing from you singing all the parts to a church choir, and now to a choir open to many. Is there a cap on the number of singers that can be involved in this project?
I don't think so. I haven't been told a cap. What we've been working with is we're hoping we'll get more than a certain number, and I think we've already exceeded that. You know, we already have over 100 people registered.
Wow.
And I don't think there's a cap. Maybe, but I don't know if we'll reach it. And if we did, that'd be a great problem.
Yeah, people just need bigger and bigger screens too. Get the projector ready so
That's
you can
right.
see everybody kind of congregated virtually. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about rehearsals. How are those going to work? Does anybody need special equipment to be involved or anything like that?
Not really. They just need some sort of device, a tablet, a laptop. Phone might be a little small, but essentially I'm going to lead rehearsals for every single voice section. So all 10 voice sections, they each get a half an hour rehearsal one weekend, starting on March 13th, and then the next weekend we'll do the same thing. You can't rehearse with a whole choir. It's too complicated. And when you're rehearsing with just one vocal line, everyone's mics are muted. So it's a very different experience than an actual choral rehearsal. I give instructions, I'll potentially sing with them, or we'll have a recording sing with them, and then singers sing at home by themselves. So it's a vulnerable experience on one side of the coin, but on the other side of the coin, if you can really push through it and allow yourself, you know, to let yourself record yourself, once you see yourself with all the other voices, it's beautiful and very gratifying.
It really, really is. I've done a couple at this point too, and it really is just a really, really special experience. So for such a special event, MCA's commissioned a special piece. Tell us a little bit about the work and who wrote it.
So a Manitoba composer, Jonathan Alexiak, and he has taken What a Wonderful World, made famous by Louis Armstrong. Something very familiar, and that is kind of what grounds the piece. And then that is sung by the adult choir. The children's choir sings a Newfoundland folk song called She's Like the Swallow. And so for both of these songs, Jonathan has arranged them, and so has added harmony, and there's a piano line. And then for the high school choir, he's taken some poetry from some Manitobans and created this sort of jazzy feel piece that works really well with high school students. And so each group kind of gets their own moment, and then at the very end, everyone comes together. And it's really essentially a song of hope and of unity, and of also just appreciating the world around us, in particular the natural world and nature.
As an honor choir alumni, if there is such a term, I remember singing with the honor choir in high school. I can say that it is such a rewarding experience, and not only the singing, but like you say, that sense of unity and coming together and spending time with passionate, like-minded individuals. And I mean, that's just a big part of choral music in general, that social element that's missing these days. And
Yeah.
the MCA has provided, I think, a really wonderful opportunity to feel like you're part of a community again. So I'm curious if there's anybody who's now on the fence thinking about it. They heard the interview and they're thinking, I don't know if I can be a part of an honor choir. What would you tell them? Why should they get involved?
Well, this is technically a virtual choir, so it's a bit of a different experience that way. And the word honor is a bit misleading. I don't know if the Choral Association has turned singers away in the past. I think as long as you've sung, you have a little bit of singing history, and you can kind of follow along and stay with the program, I don't think they're going to turn anyone away. And the criteria, from what I saw on the MCA website, was Manitobans age 0 to 99. So that's a pretty wide swath. So I'd say if you're on the fence, quiet those voices that say, no, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't be a part of this. Your voice doesn't matter. It really does. And the more singers we have, I think the more it's going to be a richer experience and a richer end product.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for taking the time today to chat with us at Classic 107.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.